Hello everybody, thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. My name is Nigg, I'm an audio engineer, and this is a channel where we're gonna learn how to mix and master vocals and actually make them sound pretty good. Damn.
I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it.
Alright, cool. So, I'm gonna show you guys the final vocal now.
I was only 16.
Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, won't be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing.
Alright, so, sounds pretty fucking good, right? Alright, so I'm gonna be showing you guys top to bottom the plugins that I use, and I'm gonna go ahead and bypass each one on and off while I'm demonstrating it. The very first plugin that I do have in my vocal chain is Auto-Tune. That's pretty self-explanatory one. Auto-Tune, you already know what that does. The second one that I have in my plugin chain is going to be the NS1. I have it in dual mono, and I'm also compressing it at about 20. All right, the next plugin that I do have in my lineup is going to be the de-esser. And I'm de-essing around 4300, around that range. And those first three plugins are plugins that I usually always put in that order first, unless I'm doing some analog summing or distortion. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start bypassing these plugins for you. So this right here is gonna be the R EQ, and this is a subtractive EQ. So I'm gonna play it with it off first and then with it on.
Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, won't be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Get out your...
All right, awesome. So you guys can see what that does. So the next thing that I have in my plugin channel is going to be the CLA76. All right, so this is a pretty cool plugin, and it's important. So the attack and the release are obviously going to be reset than a normal compressor. So for example, the slow is all the way to the left and fast is all the way to the right. All right. And so I have it on this bluey setting instead of the blacky setting, because the bluey setting's a little bit more higher frequency. All right, so I'll bypass that with it on and off.
Out your feelings and get you a bag. Ran it up fast, got these niggas mad. Face card clean, so I don't need a rag. Popping my shit, I be doing them bad. Ain't scared of no nigga, I step on whatever. Cold in the street, so you might need a sweater. It is what it is, I ain't writing no letter. Waiting my turn, now this shit getting better.
All right, so immediately you guys can see what that plugin does. I mean, that's one of my favorite plugins. LA76s are amazing. So it got really loud. So the next plugin that I'm going to use in my plugin chain is going to be an R compressor. And at this, I'm squashing the fuck out of it on the ratio. Okay, the attack is going to be a very fast attack, just like how I'm talking. And the release is going to be a medium to slow attack. I have the settings on ARC, opto, and smooth. Now, if you don't want to use ARC, you can use manual. If you don't want to use opto, use electro, smooth, or warm. Okay, I'm not going to go over each one of those because it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so I'm going to bypass with it on and with it off.
Fast, got these niggas mad. Face card clean, so I don't need a rag. Popping my shit, I be doing them bad. Ain't scared of no nigga, I step on whatever. Cold in the street, so you might need a sweater. It is what it is, I ain't writing no letter.
Alrighty, cool. So the next thing that I have in my plugin chain is going to be RVox, because we just compressed it down a little bit, so I like to bring it up a little bit. It's kind of like a little game, you feel me? Anyways.
Waiting my turn, now this shit getting better. Ain't showing my hand, I know that they envy. Lord, please forgive me, I know I be sinning. That's just how I go, they gon' hate when you winning. Free all the voices, that's doing the sinning.
Alright, awesome. So that RVox is just really giving it a tone that I really like. I have the energy set in the middle. A lot of people don't mess with that energy knob, but I like to mess with that energy knob because I feel like it changes the tone a little bit more. And I have it, yeah, I'm kind of squashing the RVox as well too at -9.9, but I like how it sounds. Alright, so let's get it. The next plugin that I have in my chain is going to be a multi-band compressor, specifically the C4 from Waves. All right, and literally what I did on this one is I just chose a preset. I went down here and I chose Vocal Control 2. If you notice anything that's different than your Vocal Control 2, then all you got to do is simply copy it down. So I'll go ahead and bypass this and play with it on and off. And if you don't know what a multi-band compressor is, I can go ahead and explain that to you, what that is really fast. It's just a compressor slash EQ that you can attack different bands individually. So for instance, if I wanted to compress the low end side of my voice. By using this left hand side, I can stop it at whichever frequency I want and then control each band down here. All right, cool.
Won't be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Get out your feelings and get you a bag. Ran it up fast, got these niggas mad.
All right, cool. All right, so the next plugin that I do have in my lineup is going to be the S1 Imager, and that's the last one. I'm actually not using the C2. All right. So boom.
Mad. Face card clean so I don't need a rag. Popping my shit, I be doing them bad. Ain't scared of no nigga, I step on whatever. Cold in the street so you might need a sweater. It is.
All right, so what that S1 Imager is just doing is spreading it out. It's giving it some width. That's literally all it's doing. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started without further ado to my buses. All right, so the very first thing I have on my bus is going to be my reverb. Option click to turn this all the way to 0. Option click, and it turns it all the way to 0. That's what you need to do. Don't ask no questions about it. It'll make sense. All right, so my reverb on the actual channel, though, I'm turning that thing down. You feel me? So down here on the actual channel where the reverb's on, it's at negative 4.1, even though we turned it up to 0 on the actual vocal chain. All right, and I'm using a hall, a medium-sized hall. I'm cutting some of the lows out. I'm boosting some of the mids, and I'm boosting a little bit of the highs. And yeah, do 60,000 divided by your BPM, divided by 2, and so on to get the quarter notes and half notes, so you can get the perfect precise delay. All right. So I'll go ahead and bypass this and show you guys what my reverb sounds like. Yeah. All right, as you can see, yeah, I used a lot of reverb on this particular vocal. I did, but I like the way it sounds. All right, so the next thing I have here is bus 3 and 4. Important that we're using bus 3 and 4 right here. All right, so turn bus 3 and turn bus 4 on, and then we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna turn bus 3 all the way to the left, and we're gonna turn bus 4 all the way to the right, and then we're gonna turn them both up at 0. Remember, that's option click in Logic Pro X. Bear with me. All right, so bus 3 is turned all the way to the left, bus 4 is turned all the way to the right, and I'm not turning the volume down on the actual channel on these. Then what I did was I put a little bit of reverb on both of them, just a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and bypass this and show you guys what it sounds like.
Don't hate when you winning. Free all the voices that's doing a sentence.
All right, so as you can tell, they gave it some more width and it wetted it up a little bit more. All right, so next to my chain, I have my parallel compression. And again, I'm turning that thing all the way up to 0, and then I'm controlling the volume on the channel. And particularly, I'm using H comp, and I have it turned down quite a bit to about negative 16.4. And the ratio, this is the most important thing, your ratio. Whenever you're parallel compression, turn your ratio up to 50 to 1. All right, and then in H comp, I like to use the BPM because the BPM just makes it a whole lot easier to find your release, okay? It really does. I mean, it's fucking perfect, so why not use it? All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and bypass that back and forth to show you what that does.
Shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, I'll be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Get out your feelings and get you.
All right, awesome sauce. So you guys could hear what that sounded like. It brung it up a little bit more and gave it some more tone and texture, and it made it more dynamic. All right, so the next plugin that I have on my bus chain is going to be bus 6, and that's just going to be my H delay. And I have, under my H delay, I have a S1 Imager just to give it some more width. And I have it at a 1/8 note, and I'm ping-ponging, and I have a high-pass filter around like 75 hertz or so, and then I don't have a low-pass filter at all. I don't really mess with the depth and the rate for the modulation on the H delay. I don't really like the way that crap sounds, honestly. Just the EQ and the ping-pong, That's really all I mess with on it. And the output sometimes, and the dry and wet sometimes. Turn the analog all the way off.
Attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, I'll be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Get out your feelings and get you.
All right, cool. Alrighty, so now we have the very last bus, and that's gonna be bus 8. I have bus 13 and 17 here, but I didn't actually end up using those. So bus 8, I have VEQ by Waves, and I have Meta Flanger by Waves. I have VEQ first, and I'm boosting a little bit in the high end here, as you can see, by 2.3 at around 15,000 hertz. And then on my flanger, I have the mix knobs turned all the way up to 100. The rate is at 0.67. My stereo is at 100, and that's probably the most important thing right there. All right. And everything's just about little changes and little tone changes. So that's why I tried to add my own little flavor. I didn't try. I added my own little flavor to that flanger with VEQ. All right, and I'll go ahead and bypass that and show you what it sounds like.
You a bag, running up fast, got these niggas mad. Face car clean, so I don't need a rag. Popping my shit, I be doing them bad. Ain't scared of no nigga, I step on whatever. Cold in the street, so you might need a sweater. It is what it is.
Alrighty, guys, so that is my entire vocal chain. I thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you, and I really hope this helps you. I really do. And if this video does well enough, then I'll go ahead and put out my little mastering chain. So yeah, without further ado, I'll go ahead and let that song play a little bit longer so you guys can hear it one more time. And if you like this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, why not? And if you hated it, say you hated it too. We can go back and forth if you like to. All right, anyways, thank y'all for real though. On a real note, I hope you guys are working on something right after you get done with this video. And let me know. Follow me on Instagram, text me, hit me up, follow my Discord, and let me know what you guys think of this. Without further ado, here we go. Let's play that, baby. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
You do not talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, yeah, I'm on a whole nother way. Huh? Yeah. Hey June, why you keep dropping this pressure like that? Shit, I don't know. Hey, June, I know that they feel it. I know that they feel it. Yeah. Hey. Just you need some gas, so
I was only 16.
dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, I'll be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Dropping this pressure, I know that they feel it. Chasing the mill, I'll be long before I get it. Just pay attention and sit back and listen. Straight to the top, shoot my shot, I ain't missing. Get out your feelings and get you a bag. Run it up fast, got these niggas mad. Face car clean, so I don't need a rag. Popping my shit, I be doing them bad. Ain't scared of no nigga, I step on whatever. Cold in the street, so you might need a sweater. It is what it is, I ain't writing no letter. Waiting my turn, now this shit getting better. Ain't showing my hand, I know that they envy. Lord, please forgive me, I know I be sinning. That's just how I